Hey, it's Shayna, and guess where we are? Philadelphia. We just landed. We are waiting for a Turo. Not sure if you know what that is, but if you don't, look it up. Turo. Turo's great. But Philadelphia's great too. We're here. We're waiting for that, and we're going to be on our way.
Welcome to the Clean Connection. So what do you think? Are you glad to be back in Pennsylvania?
It's always nice to come back home.
Yeah.
See the area, see how it's changing. Drivers haven't changed.
Oh no, the traffic on the Blue Route. Tip out there to anybody coming to the Philadelphia area. Stay off the Blue Route if you can help it. And the Schuylkill Expressway is worse.
I got stuck on the Blue Route one time when it closed. And we had a picnic, and people were using the porta potties on the cabins of the truck trailers to go to the bathroom.
Now, some of you may not know this or not, but Shane and I grew up in the same town in Pennsylvania. It's a little small town, kind of like a Mayberry RFD. "300 kids graduated from our high school. The big people that left were either professional athletes or people that went on to big degrees and got government jobs. So really small town, not a lot of money. But we're here today. We're going to visit it for the next couple days and tell you guys a little bit about us, where we grew up and where we came from. So come on. Downtown Quakertown went through a revitalization in the 2000 teens, and one of the things they did was revamp the old trolley barn that used to host the trolley cars that went through Quakertown, and now it is a farmer's market. So let's go in and check it out and see what we can find. So I haven't really been to this place since I moved, but it looks like they did put a lot of work into it. Seems like there's a lot of restaurants and different type of snack places and shops in here. Looks like some of the stuff is just opening. Oh, and they got a microbrewery in here. The Two Rivers Tap Room in Quakertown. And a lot of really cool stuff over here. Instead of ripping down old buildings, because of their cool cultural significance and historical attributes to the country, it seems that revitalization and reuse of old buildings is a lot better. And there's something to be said about old world's craftsmanship. These people definitely made these buildings to last forever and not cookie cutter homes. One of the staples in my hometown is the Quakertown Farmers Market. It's been around for about 100 years, and when I was a kid, they actually even used to sell livestock like horses and cows and stuff like that here, but it's been well over 40 years since they've done it. You can get pretty much anything at the Quakertown Farmers Market, from hardware to baked goods, cold cuts. Heck, you can even get tattoos and smoking items. We have a saying in the town that if you ever want to feel good about yourself, come to the Quakertown Farmers Market. It definitely is an adventure among itself, and the people that come here are definitely of a different breed. Things here at the farmers market range from the strange and unusual, like these photographs, to military surplus. Pretty much any type of knickknack. And if you've ever seen the movie Bedknobs and Broomsticks, it's very reminiscent of the scene in where they sing about Portobello Road. Surplus, military surplus, hardware, nuts and bolts, you name it. And just as eclectic as the items are here for sale, the people are the same. Lou's Surplus, one of the oldest stores in the shop, has been selling military hardware for 50 years. surplus uniforms and equipment, as well as anything that veterans maybe want to sell. They have been working with that for quite a long time.
Now at the corner of a busy intersection, back during the American Revolution, this would have been dirt roads. In this location, the U.S. hid, well, they weren't really the United States at the time, but the U.S. government hid the Liberty Bell and moved it from Philadelphia to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and it stopped here in Quakertown. Here's a reproduction of the bell, and here is the original home that the bell was put in. And today it is owned by a local historical society that occasionally opens up the location and to school tours or historical movies. As a matter of fact, when I worked in television, we did shoot a commercial here once about the Liberty Bell.
That these united colonies are, and of right ought to be, free and independent states.
The stone architecture is kept to the period, and it is really painstakingly restored to what it originally looked like during the American Revolution. Although with modern air conditioning inside, the interior, unfortunately we can't get inside, does look like you're stepping back in time into the 17 and early 1800s. Another really interesting historical feature that is here in town is what they call the Burgess Folk House. Now this house was relocated from its original area where it was originally built in the 1970s to this area now because of a highway construction at the time. This is also opened up to school tours and historical shots, and I've actually even filmed a documentary in here one time about the American Civil War. It seems over the years the house has fallen into disrepair and could definitely probably use some donations, as the local historical society probably doesn't have a lot of funds to keep it going. It definitely needs a paint job and some stonework, as well as some architectural work on the porches and things of that nature. So for those of you that don't know, a Burgess is a person that runs a town, usually like a mayor or something of that nature, and it's a carryover from the time period in which this area was really German, and it is a German term. So here, this house was built around 1812 and was relocated from downtown when they did the construction on a highway to here. And inside, unfortunately we can't get in today, there is a ton of old furniture, and it's set up to look like around the time the place was built. Now, as you can see again, the place is falling into disrepair, but this is a piece of history that has been around this area for well over 200 years. Growing up in an area that was full of history, I stumbled upon this grave a few years back, probably about 10 years ago, and it's the grave of General Nash from North Carolina. He was killed in a local battle here during the American Revolution in 1777 at the Battle of Germantown. Brigadier General in command of 9 regiments of North Carolina troops. He was mortally wounded at the Battle of Germantown in October 1777 and the Chew House, and died on October 9th, 1777 at the Malarkey Farm, 1.5 miles south of here. I grew up in a small town that was surrounded by early American history, from anything from the American Civil War to the American Revolution. And this is just a sample of what was in the area when I was growing up. And honestly, you kind of take it for granted when you move to somewhere else in the country that doesn't have this early American history. In the cemeteries everywhere are not only flag holders from the American Revolution, but from the Grand Army of the Republic in the Civil War or the War of 1812, not to mention all the World War II and World War I veterans that are buried in these local cemeteries. So as you can see, you know, this is a place that if you love history, Bucks County, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia County are really a place to go. I grew up around it. That's where I got my love with. The area I grew up in, Bucks County, is full of history, and it goes back even prior to the starting of the country. They moved the Liberty Bell through this area. There was a rebellion here at the turn of the century,
and countless other things that have happened through the 250 years of American history and those before.